I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. And before we go into the scripture reading, I would like to do a 2-minute meditation to settle us all down. No need for music. We're just going to do some breathing. I just invite you to relax and just take 3 deep breaths. Another one. And a third one. Perfect peace. From the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. Perfect peace. And here we are. You can open your eyes. Welcome back. The scripture reading is taken from Matthew chapter 6, verse 34 in the New International Version of the Bible. Now do not worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow will take care of itself. Enough for the day is its own trouble. And thus concludes the scripture reading, Matthew chapter 6, verse 34. What a wonderful world. I was on vacation in Yellowstone and in Jackson Hole a little over a week ago. The beauty around me was breathtaking. It was amazing. It felt great. It felt great because I was on vacation in a beautiful and serene place. It felt great because I was taking a break from my daily go, 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 go routine. It felt great because I was spending quality time with my teenage children who just enjoyed the whole trip, didn't complain. They enjoyed national parks and they enjoyed exploring their surroundings. And it felt great because I was completely off the grid. That means that I did not have constant news alerts on my phone. I didn't have any social media to look at. And the experience and everything that I was surrounded with did not even make me want to look at my phone and at social media, only the maps. I didn't want to know what was going on around the country or around the world. I was very happy to be there in that moment. It felt good. And even when I went to the hotel at night or the lodge, which had Wi-Fi, I didn't care to read the news. I did not want to disturb my peace. Then I came back home, returned to reality. I started reading the news again, or looking at my social media posts. It made me feel uncomfortable. It gave me discomfort in my stomach area. My anxiety rose, but was it worth it? My vacation was definitely over. There's been so much going on every single day that nothing feels familiar anymore. What will tomorrow offer? And how do we deal with this anxiety when every day a flurry of changes take place and then the stability that we thought we had feels like it's vanishing? Fear and anxiety settles in. Anxiety is an emotional response to stress, and it can become persistent, and it can interfere with our daily lives. It's an emotional response, but it can also create physical symptoms: shortness of breath, sweating, headache, fatigue, and sleep disturbances. And over time, it can become chronic. But it's something that we can deal with in the short run, because it can be harmful, even if it is for a short period of time. Anxiety is often associated with a feeling of helplessness, and it can paralyze us, but it doesn't have to. Fear and anxiety can affect our well-being, but again, it doesn't have to. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King understood fear and how it impacts individuals and society overall. He emphasized the importance of confronting our fears and overcoming them, both on a personal level, but also at the level of society. He knew that it could affect our ability to live a fulfilling life. And he recognized that fear could paralyze people in societies, and that remaining fearful would hinder progress. So as you know, Dr. King was an activist, and he led thousands during the civil rights movement. Dr. King was also a Baptist minister, as most of you know. He was a spiritual leader. Reverend Dr. King encouraged people to connect to their faith in order to overcome fear. He taught that faith in the power of source and love could give people the inner strength to deal with their anxieties and face life's challenges. He said, "We must build dikes of courage to hold back the flood of fear." Another doctor and spiritual leader, Dr. Wayne Dyer, also taught that when we align with spirit, faith replaces fear. Being connected with Source brings a high vibration, leaving no space for the vibration of fear. Dr. Dyer also taught that we can ease our anxiety when we realize that we are not our ego. We are much greater than our ego. We are a divine, eternal, spiritual being. We have the ability to co-create. To deal with fear and anxiety, Dr. King promoted prayer. The practice of praying to reduce fear is done by many faiths. And also in Judaism, they recite the Amidah, for example, and it contains various blessings of praise, petition, and thanksgiving. In Islam, the Dua and Salah, its supplication of prayer, are also tools to find inner peace and seek Allah's help when in distress. As metaphysicians, we realize that fear stems from the ego. It's an anticipation of future outcome. It is not reality. It is an energy on our ego. And very often our fears and our anxieties, those future outcomes that we dread, don't even materialize. We must remain vigilant and always ask ourselves whether what we feel is reality or just anticipation. We must become aware of our thoughts and our feelings, and then let our insights come and then guide us. And then always question ourselves when fear settles in, and then drive that fear away. And then we shift our focus and direct our attention to things that raise our vibration, things that elevate us, thoughts of love, thoughts of compassion and gratitude. And by shifting our thoughts to thoughts of love and gratitude, we raise our vibration and create a more positive state of mind. Meditation also is a very powerful tool to regulate our emotions, including fear. We don't have to ignore fear. And in meditation, we can observe it and acknowledge it, and then just move it aside. Thank you. How does it make us feel? We acknowledge, but we don't dwell on it. As divine co-creators, we don't want to focus on the fear because we don't want to emphasize it. So once we acknowledge the fear as a field of energy, just like we can attract and send light to ourselves and others, as an energy, we can also move the fear away, out of our energy field. So we can visualize the fear dissipating and then replace it with positive and desired outcome. Create the reality that we want in our mind. Because creating it in our mind is the first step to creating it in our external environment. Build peace. Build joy. Build gratitude. Be grateful for the insights, for the peace, and for the joy when they come. Create what we want to see by focusing on what we want to see. And always, always, always remember love. Love has the highest vibrational frequency. When you are in a high vibration, the lower vibration cannot knock us down. Remember the words of Dr. King? Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. He was referring to the fact that we should not fight hate with hate. However, we can also apply this in the context of dealing with our fears. We cannot drive away our fears by focusing on our fears. We must focus on the light. Focus on what goes well. Practice gratitude. Focus on love-based solution. Visualize goodwill and peace instead of doom and gloom. Matthew 5:44 said, "Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, Recognize that your enemies are divine creations as well. Just as you are here for a purpose, so are they. Guide them towards the light by sending them light. Raise their vibrations by sending them light. Dislodge any hateful agenda by directing light to it. If you feel that you're too old, too tired, you have too much arthritis to walk in the street for change, know that you don't have to walk in the streets for change. You can be a light activist, a consciousness activist. Activate positive changes by bringing more light onto the world. And remember, by doing external light work, you also do internal light work. When we do light work, we transmute fear and feelings of helplessness into action and bringing light and peace into our environment. Everything is always in divine order. Many New Thoughts leaders have expressed that we are in a time of rapid human evolution, and that darkness needs to be exposed in order to bring light. Consider that we are indeed in a time where darkness is being exposed, and that a time of healing is upon us. This time period offers us an opportunity to raise above the ego and practice what we have learned all those years, that we are powerful co-creators and light workers, light activists, that we can create with our own thoughts. Do not worry about tomorrow. The universe has your back. Do not add darkness into the world by feeling helpless or fearful. And if you have to take a break and hit the reset button, take a break. And then be a spiritual warrior. Pray, meditate, practice gratitude, and send light to situations where darkness is present. Follow Dr. King's advice and fight darkness with light, and love your enemies. You are, I am, a divine co-creator. Let's not create what we fear, but by focusing on it. Let's create with intention, not by misguided action due to lingering fears or overcoming fears. Collectively, let's focus on what we want to see, not what we are afraid to see. Let's focus on goodness, on goodwill. Let's focus on peace, on love, and let's create that reality for ourselves and for others. Focus on love and create a reality of love. Create the life that we want to see for all. Believe in yourself and what you can do. Bring peace and love, and peace and light to us all.